Hello, in today's video, we'll be learning how to use the FIC Professional Network app, which is for the LASRRA Enrollment. So first you install from Google Play Store, you can see the name there. You open the app and then you log into your dashboard. So you receive your username and password. So you enter that here. And then you ask you for location permission. So you give the app the location permissions. And so first we'll be starting with an adult enrollment before we proceeding to doing the others. So once you log in, it will be open to your dashboard. That's the welcome. So you see the different types of enrollments there, and you see it's asking for permissions. So once you do that, you can open anyone. We'll be starting with adult registration. So you fill in the details. Now everywhere you see required, those are required details from the enrollee. Make sure you ask those questions and you get those details and you put them correctly. Anyone that is you don't see the star with the required under is not required, but if the person has those details to give, make sure you collect them and put them. And you see that there are certain options that have once you click, like the gender, it shows different options: male, female, nationality. You see you have different options to choose from, so you make sure you fill in every detail that is required correctly. So I sped up this part because it's just basically filling the basic details. So now we see for the registration ID here, you are not filling that detail. It is going to be automatically generated once you finish filling this first data page. So once you click next, it will automatically create the registration ID. You can see registration ID generated with success. So that is not for you to fill. So you go to the next page, you fill in the information. Like I said, there are some options that open up to more things. Like if you have selected no education here, it won't open up these options, but since you selected the person is educated, you see the different type of education qualifications that you should choose from primary education to adult education to Arabic, master's degree. So remember, everything that you see a star will required is required to be filled, and so you make sure you fill in those details correctly. So now make sure you fill everything correctly from the enrollee. That's super important. So now primary mode to transportation, you see there are different types there. Make sure you click the correct one. That's what does the person mostly use to transport themselves. These details are important because that's how the person receives support from the Lagos state government. And so you see you can choose vehicle types owned by enrollee. So if the person has an aircraft, yes. Bicycle, yes. Which one does the person use the most? That's what that question means. So next we'll be doing the photo capture ID with iCal. So now the iCal standard has been implemented on this app, so it's very important that you take the picture properly, and the app will help you to set it. So now you see there are arrows showing, so you can direct the person and direct the device so that the person fits into the frame as these arrows are directing. You can see the arrow is directing and it's also telling you where to position the person more. You can see beard, mustache is showing, is saying details that are on, that you should capture, and make sure that the place is well lit. If not, it will not capture. Once the person is framed properly for the photo, it will take the picture automatically. So make sure you're in a bright background, well lit area, and that the background is plain, that there's no design on the background. So you can see it's telling me to blink so that it captures my eyes. So it might be difficult, but once you follow the directions properly, it will take the picture automatically. You can see it is framing properly now. And it takes the picture automatically. So now once you see there is a space for extra photo, you can take that if that one wasn't okay. So next is to take the picture of the identification person came with, type of identification the person came with. Now it is super important that you take a clear picture of these details so that when they are seeing it from the back end, they can read each detail on whatever means of identification the person has. So now we are using an NIN slip. So once you take that picture, the app allows you to crop. Again, it's super important to make sure that the picture you are taking is very clear so that people at the back end can read whatever details is on that means of identification. Then it's the same thing goes for the proof of address. Make sure it is a clear picture with every detail used. Because this is a test enrollment, we are using the same documents, but make sure that you take a clear picture of that document, crop it, and make sure everything is legible. If it's not legible, you can always take another picture. The app allows for that. And then once you are done, you click next at the bottom right corner. So after that, you can see the question, can the client sign? So you feel that yes. If the client can sign, yes. If not, no. So for this enrollment, we'll be going with yes, and so the person should sign on the tablet, on the screen of the tablet. Once the person sign, it's the fingerprints next. So you start with the right, left, and the two thumbs. See, now it's showing green. Make sure it shows green. Make sure the touch surface is clear. Once the app says that, it means that you can proceed to take the fingerprint, and then the person can place their fingers on the scanner. Remember the rules about taking fingerprints with the scanner. Make sure that the person's hand touches the metal sensor. So it also asks for if the fingerprints cannot be taken, and in this case it's not applicable because my fingerprints were there. But if the person doesn't have fingers, or can't, it doesn't have hands to take certain fingers, you click that option and you won't be able to take fingerprints. So once you are done, it's just to click finish, and that'll be all for the registration. It is simple and straightforward, and after you do that, it generates the slip and then you can print, and that's all.